It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy. Why is it so dark in here? Me, guy next door.
Me, DK, what just happened?
And me, Than.
Bringing you your very dimly lit, semi-regular double tap of all. Oh, there we go. Of all things, Space Marines and Laserforce. Hello, gentlemen. Nice to see you. 2 weeks in a row. That must be a record.
Crazy.
3 weeks in a row.
What? Oh, 3 weeks in a row. That must be a record. I only live in 2 week increments. Any longer than that, and you've lost me.
It's probably a record for this calendar year anyway.
yeah. Back when we were youthful and wanted to meet up and talk about laser tag. Now it just feels like a chore.
You said it, not me.
How's the week been? You guys had a good week? Everything going good?
I mean, usual work shenanigans. I got to be extraordinarily, snarky. I realize you're all shocked by this, but getting to be snarky on a quarterly review call with management on at the same time, always a winner, always a winning strategy.
They call him Snarky Than. They don't call you Than at work. I realize.
They do not.
We here at the Resupply always recommend that you tell your boss to fuck themselves at every staff meeting possible.
I'm just looking in the mirror, just yelling at myself. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I definitely do not recommend telling your boss to fuck yourself in the middle of a corporate meeting at least not directly, but there are definitely some creative ways
Yeah.
that you can do it, and it slides by pretty nicely. So
Well, one of the boys that I know, not going to name names, but basically got to see the corporate equivalent of a punch-up in one of his staff meetings this week.
Nice.
At the very, very high level as well. So he was like, it's a good week. For us...
You have to be like a little bit more descriptive in your vague allusion to somebody. You just got to be like, I have this friend. I'm not going to say who it is, but he is the lead singer of These Four Walls. Or something like that.
No. That particular gentleman thoroughly enjoys his job. And, I'd be real... Well, he's like the most positive person that I know. So when he eventually snaps, it's like biblical. That's how that's going to work. I don't want to be around when the day that happens. But I'd imagine that I'd be the one to cause it. So,
that is also accurate. Yeah. No, I can see that.
So we're a bit quiet. We get quiet during our school holidays, which it currently is here. So on a whim, and I think did I talk about my pipe last week on the show? I can't remember.
We did.
Yeah.
I finished it this week, and I gotta say, it came out really, 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 really cool.
That's looking good.
Yeah, like surprisingly, like awesome. Now I don't smoke tobacco. You're not supposed to smoke other stuff out of wood pipes apparently, but I don't smoke tobacco, so I guess I'm gonna start smoking tobacco because that's the only logical choice from here.
Yep. All kinds of great life advice here on the Resupply. Smoke tobacco and tell your boss to fuck themselves.
That's right. Probably shouldn't have your kids watch this show. Don't let them watch this show. It's terrible. We also got to play some laser tag this week, which is nice.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
it's becoming a regular. I'm not your boss. It's becoming a regular occurrence. It was fun. We had a off night in terms of attendance, just because people are sick. Apparently, there's a thing called rhino flu, which
what?
Yeah, I got told by someone. Again, not naming names, but apparently
Heard of bird flu? Now the rhinos have flu.
Turtle flu.
That's some mean shit right there.
Nah, did that already. But they we had, it was a quiet night, but it was a fun night. We may allegedly played a game of Shadows in the Dark. Allegedly. Turns out that if you were to do that on Gen 8 equipment, it's not quite as terrifying as it used to be because those things light up like a Christmas tree, allegedly. Allegedly. But yeah. Less effective.
Yeah, I definitely remember doing that on Gen 5 and Gen 6 equipment, and that was a legitimately terrifying experience.
It was actually pitch black. Like you're walking around, one hand on your phaser and the other one kind of doing this out in the darkness, trying not to smash
That's
into
a
walls.
game that you play before you get your teeth smashed out playing laser tag. After that,
No,
you don't so much feel like playing No Light Shadows anymore.
Well,
No.
we were like, allegedly said, don't run. That was the number one rule about if you're playing Shadows in the Dark, don't run.
that's always
Just
the
walk.
rule. Yeah.
I saw at least 4 people like running, not sprinting, but running faster than a jog around in the dark. Well, what are you doing? That's so stupid. Anyway, can't help.
Yeah,
stupid.
those of us that have had major dental work because of laser tag are like, just no,
No thanks.
Yeah.
no thanks.
But it was fun. It was a good week. So we're looking forward. People are itching to play some Space Marines. So we're hopefully going to have enough people to play next week. People back from their rhino flu. We'll get back into things. It's just occurred to me that I forgot to put a notification in the Discord as to what time we were going live.
Oh no.
Because we've had daylight savings kick in here.
Yep. So we're an hour earlier than normal, and people don't realize that we're an hour.
Thank you, George Hudson. You fucked us again.
We need a dentist in the laser tag community. Yeah, if we could have a full medical staff. We've got a physio locally, which honestly at Nats that was really handy. I kind of wish. So my cousin, she's a masseuse, and she came to one of the disc golf tournaments that we had, and she set up like a pop-up tent, was just like, like koha donation payments for if you want a massage, and holy crap, it was like amazing to have someone there to cause you more pain for the next day. It was great. But that's what we need at Laserforce, I reckon, like full massage service, dental, probably someone who can cure kiwi AIDS. That would probably go a long way at tournaments.
Can't be done. Can't be done.
Yeah. It's 10-0 is kiwi AIDS. Enough of that though. We've got a guest waiting in the wings. We're very excited to talk to this guest. I thought that we had them on before. I don't know what's happening in my own neighborhood, but
it is frankly a crime we have not had them on before because it's one of my favorite people in laser tag.
I'll let you do the intro if you want. Ready, go.
Ready?
Yeah, go.
It's Oddum, the #1 stylist and at least top 2 clothing manufacturer in all of Laserforce.
I'd say one.
Tied for first, I would say.
Yeah, one and 1A or B. I don't know. How are you, Oddum? Nice to see you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice to see you as well, even though I saw you like 2 seconds ago.
No, the peek behind the curtain, breaking the fourth wall. I was just trying to figure out when the last time was that I saw you. It must have been. Was it last year? Or have I seen you since
No,
then?
I didn't go last year. I saved up all my money to send Aiden by himself. I had to max a credit card.
Oh, yeah. So when did we hang out
Which I appreciate. Thank you for sending Aiden to be my resupply partner so we could win.
Yeah.
Well, it must have been. It must have been West Coast then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So West Coast 2022.
The pancake shirts.
Oh, yeah, the pancake shirts. That was a good team.
The shirts were the best part of that team.
It wasn't the best team, but it was a good team.
It was a fun team. How are you? It's nice to see you. What have you been up to? What's new in your world?
Oh, a lot. I worked in Reno this week. I don't know. I'm always pretty busy. I have like my dad's clothing line that I work on a lot. I'm working as a bookkeeper. I'm working as a hairstylist.
Goodness me.
So
You
it's a
do
lot.
all the things.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, of course.
And
Oh,
I'm taking
fabulous.
DK's history class.
Oh, really? So he's like professor. Is he the same? Like,
Yeah, DK's like the nicest teacher I've had in my life. He's like too nice to those students, to be honest.
You heard it here first, folks. Everybody else, I'm too nice to the students.
I'm glad to see that.
Autumn can mention that if she wants. I will not bring that up because that is against the law for me to say that.
I'm glad that the PayPal payment went through. That's good to know.
I actually hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I guess that would be because that's privacy.
Yep.
Regs at that point.
It's called FERPA, but I love FERPA regulations though because if I get bothered by any parents when I'm teaching classes, all I have to say is, "I'm sorry, FERPA regulations prevent me from discussing the student record of anyone who is in my class." And no, I didn't say that they are. I can't even tell you whether they're in the class.
What's
Yeah.
FERPA?
It's like HIPAA, but for school.
It's well, they don't have HIPAA either in New
Oh.
Zealand.
Yeah,
Federal education rights and protections, something like that. But basically, it's like they can't share your personal shit with people.
Ah, like doctors.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so in the U.S. we call it HIPAA is the name of the privacy clause.
Oh.
Act they made up.
Oh, what's this thing? Oh, it's like the other thing you don't know.
Yeah.
We call that being a GC. Yeah,
I had to call
exactly.
them chess wars.
It's like Google up. I don't know these things, you crazy
I
kids.
forgot to file my gurgler this year. Thanks for the reminder, Aiden.
So Oddum, obviously you've now been in the Space Marines 5 slash laser tag scene for a long time, right? Like, when did you start playing?
I started playing SM5 in 2014, so 10 years ago.
Goodness me, that has seemingly gone pretty quick.
Yeah, well, that's because we only had a site open for like 3 of the 10 years. So
Oh,
True.
I haven't actually played that much.
True.
That's
Was it really only 2014? I could have
that
sworn.
sounds about right to me
I could have
because
sworn she was playing a little bit before that because I swear I remember playing with with you guys in Sacramento for longer than that because I moved in July of 2014. But I
Oh
could
yeah,
have
that can't be right.
But
Because
I
you taught me how to play Resup, and at first I was only allowed to play Scout for like 3 months, and then you taught me Resup. So yeah, maybe
it was like
earlier.
early 2014. Who knows?
Yeah.
or 2013, whatever. The point is, we are all old, and we've all been doing this for a while. So
not to be morbid, but I know it was after September of 2013 because I know that they never met Flint.
right.
So it was sometime between the fall of 2013 and early 2014.
okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And how did you guys like come to play on the regular? Like, how did that kind of shake out?
So my dad, he took one of his sponsees to play laser tag for like fun, I guess, because a lot of like addicts haven't had like parents and they haven't done cool things together.
Yeah.
So they do it together instead of with their parents. So my dad like took his sponsee to laser tag, and it was like really cool. So then he started taking our whole family there.
Yeah.
And we would just play on Saturday nights. And me and Grace were the only 2 that came like constantly, but like all my other siblings would come as well. And then eventually Fozzie invited us to come on Mondays, and we were like, what are you talking about? It's closed on Monday. And he was like, no, we play special games. And we were like, oh, okay, sounds cool. And then we didn't miss a members night for like 3 years straight. So
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
It's true. I could
Yeah.
pretty much always count on you and
Yeah.
Disco, and usually Grack when she started playing to
Yeah,
fill out our numbers. Be like, okay, they're automatic.
Yeah, we went camping one time, and they were like, yeah, and it's on a Monday. And we were like, well, what the hell is that? So we were camping Saturday, Sunday. Monday, we drove back to Sacramento, played laser tag, and then Tuesday, we went back to camping.
That's awesome.
That is the level of dedication and insanity that we love to see from our community.
Which really, what we'd like to say to everybody else who's watching is, what's wrong with you? Why can't y'all have that kind of commitment to laser tag?
Dubs does. If y'all remember Dubs, he made his employer fly him to Sacramento and then fly him back whenever he was out of state. Like,
That's awesome.
we still don't got nothing on Dubs, but
Yeah, but what's he done since 2019?
Yeah. Where's he been? Yeah. So you guys are pretty much the members that every scene hopes to have. I think like having dedicated players like you guys is the reason I think we've had a successful scene for so long. Yeah, that's awesome. It's really, really cool. So Laserforce is like a that was awesome. Laserforce is like a real family affair for you guys, yeah?
yeah, it was mostly me and my dad, and then LTC shut down for like a year, and then when it reopened like on or really close to my sister Grace's birthday. So we had her birthday party there, and we played like some special game modes for her birthday, and then she just kept playing forever too. So it's mostly us 3.
That shutdown, was that the second shutdown? Was there
That was the first shutdown. Well,
first one.
technically speaking, it was the second shutdown because it wasn't really a shutdown, but there was like the 4-year period where they had switched to Ultrazone. But then we had 2 separate closures after they switched back to Laserforce.
What a mistake.
Yeah, that's been very devastating. But
Yeah.
it's mostly us. And then my brother wants to play, but it's really hard because he's a competitive dancer and he already travels for that, so it's hard to also travel, but we're trying to find an event to bring him to.
Like as in his first event. Like that's awesome. Oh, get even like you Sacramento guys, you got no site to play it, still bringing in new players. That's awesome.
Well,
Correct.
and then
Everybody else get on our level.
well, and then the other thing that that sometimes goes a little under the radar is, I mean, Autumn's been responsible for pretty much most of the extended members nights that we've had in Loveland as well, in terms of like doing the initial reach outs and making sure that it could be done, and figuring out dates and stuff. So like there's a pretty big reality here that the US scene as a whole owes a lot of debt to Autumn, organizing things so that we can still do stuff. So thank you, Autumn. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Me too. Me too. I probably wouldn't play anything other than Nats if it wasn't for you organizing stuff. Because I might throw it out there, but you will actually like message people and be like, "Hey, we want to come play sometime. Give us a set of dates." And then you'll say, "Hey, DK, we're gonna go play at this time." And I'll say, "All right, cool. Let me buy a ticket."
Yeah, well, it's great because I'll like kind of harass people. I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have dates yet? Oh no, let me check. Okay, do you have them now?" And then I'm like, "Oh, they haven't been answering. I'll go ask this person. Oh, let me just ask the owner directly." And then like anytime people are like, "Oh, well, I don't know if I'm gonna go. Who else is going?" And I'm like, "DK," and they're like, "Okay, I'm in."
That sounds like a lie, but all right.
No,
Someone
like,
wants
"Oh,
a good grade.
No, like Kodama and Nolan and all of them, they're like, "Oh, sweet, DK, yeah." Like
Oh,
now
that's
it's a real
awesome.
event, and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Well, let's dive into that a little bit. So you guys obviously have been playing the extended Loveland members nights, but you had reached out to is it the LA site? Was there a site down there?
Yeah, so there's like the site in LA. It's called Lost Worlds, I think.
That's the
I
one.
don't know. It's
Yes,
like
it
Atlantis
is.
Sounds
themed.
right.
And when they first opened, like a while ago, or maybe they got new ownership, we drove down there. Like me and my dad heard it open and drove down there to try and get them into Laserforce like competitive forever ago when LTC was still open, but they like weren't really interested. And then because everything was shut down, we were like, well, let's like go back there and just like check it out again and see if they will let us play. And the owner is like, I've been wanting to get into competitive stuff for so long, and I'm like, okay, sure. But their radios aren't updated because they still have Gen 7, and they have like the very first iteration of Gen 7, it seems like. So it's very, very laggy, and he can't just buy one radio and plug it in because the radios they
Reasons.
have are like a new version. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So
Reasons.
They're like back in the Bronze Age, for God's sake.
yeah. And then you can't upload stats because the computer's old too. So
Right.
but basically, I think it was because Zach, my brother, he had a dance boot camp near that site. And so me and Ian were like, okay, well, let's just go. And then Minette had been saying she wanted to play. So I was like, okay, and then I'll invite Minette. But then, Nolan and all them already live down there. So we'll invite them. So then we like got a whole crew together and like did that. And then they were like, well, we should just do this like as often as physically possible. So
Yeah.
we try to do it once a month.
Once a month? How far isn't LA like at least 8 hours away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, you guys just jump in a car, cruise down there, play tag for a couple hours and stay the night and then come back the next day?
Yeah, we'll drive down there during the day, and then he doesn't let us play when they're open, because like loss of business.
Fair enough.
So we play from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., go to bed, and then drive back home on Sunday.
Goodness me. You guys are committed.
We should be at times, yes.
That was a level I unfortunately could not aspire to. Like, I'm like, my body cannot handle that anymore. So I would look for flights. But half the time, it was cheaper to go to Denver than it was to go to LA. So that's why that's not the only reason we started doing more events in Loveland. But
crazy.
Like, if you wanted to fly, it was cheaper to go to Denver than it was to go to LA. Because LA's
Reasons.
stupid, I guess.
Old Dollar King over here not wanting to shell out for a plane ticket. That was a play on your initials there, DK. Didn't even get a response. Such a cute question. Why drive for more than an hour somewhere? Exactly. That's ages. I don't want to do that. And you'd be surprised to know, Gray, that the Laserforce system ran on DOS for way, way longer than it should have.
Yeah, literally up until about 2006.
Yeah, a very long time. So have you guys been back to Lost Worlds to play? Have you?
We're going on October 12th.
Yeah.
So
And what do
Soon.
you meet the Californians there?
yeah, so Aiden and I are driving. Probably yeah, Minette and her husband and her friends are gonna come, and then like Nolan and all the SoCal kids that he can get together. He brings them up. Sometimes Kodama and Connor are there, sometimes not.
Right.
But yeah.
I'd imagine that's far less taxing on them, right? Because that trip's what,
Yeah.
a couple hours.
That's like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
2
right.
And we
hours
get
for them.
like an Airbnb sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're doing this time. We get like a big house that way we could all just go sleep and then go home.
Ooh, and what? Like everyone stays there? Well, all the
Bunch of us, yeah. I think it's like 7 or 8 people.
That's so cool. That's the best way
Alright,
to do it,
Steve,
man.
get your tickets. Get your tickets now.
Well, they had return flights to North America for like $800.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's
800 New Zealand.
Great.
Yeah. What's that?
Jesus.
$650 US.
That's like
something
cheaper
that?
than me getting to Syracuse.
Yeah, exactly. Just come over here, man. It's way better. Yeah, it seems that Air New Zealand, like, it's a real shame that they didn't do that this time last year, because if they had them that cheap, I probably would have come to Nats this year. But you know, it is what it is. It's fine. Speaking of Nats this year, let's talk about that a little bit. So you played obviously this year. Laserforce. What was it? The Laserforce Phaser
Los Angeles
Department.
Phaser Department.
Oh my goodness me. That's
Oh,
the
my
one.
team name. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Los Angeles Phaser Department.
I was like, what was the A?
Yeah.
How was Nats for you? How was the Nats experience for you?
It was like, well, one, I got sick and missed a whole day, so that was really devastating.
She got Kiwi AIDS, and there weren't even any Kiwis there. Like,
yeah. And
somehow.
my sister got sick too. That was sad.
Oh yeah, that's
I think
right.
you're all just dehydrated. Like seriously, I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people just did not drink enough water.
And then it was only a 4-day tournament, so I only played 3 days. So that was kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it was still really fun. I wish I got to play more games against the teams that were closely ranked to me
Mhm.
instead of playing Caleb's team 4 times. But that's fine.
Stupid St.
Yeah.
George. No, the other one, Cedar City.
Yeah.
Ugh. Right. Okay, well, let's talk about those, because I watched the whole tournament.
Obviously.
Famously.
You guys were, for me, one of the teams that really surprised me, because going in, I know that you guys are all solid players. You've been playing. How many tournaments you played now? How many Nats tournaments?
That Nats, I think that was my 5th or 6th, but total tournaments is like 16.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I
He's doing
think
the
it's
math.
5 Nats? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think so.
Would have been more except the world ended. So
Yeah. Shit, I forgot where I was going with that. It was probably somewhere cool. Would have been an awesome question. That's all right. I remember. I got you. So yeah, you guys. There was a couple of teams that really were standouts for me. I wasn't sure how well Loveland B were gonna do. Wasn't sure how well you guys were gonna do. And then, Motor City and St. George, or the other teams, we kind of had a vibe of where they were gonna be. But you guys were kind of outliers. I thought you guys did really well. I thought you played, at least from where I was sitting, like the best that you, like right near your ceiling, which was actually higher than I thought it was. So that's probably a poor indictment on myself. But how did you feel your team went? Like your performance?
It's like really rough because Ada was the best person on our team, and so it was just like hard because he could have been any position, but and like Connor's really good 3-hit, and he was like pretty good at scout, and he wanted to learn scout, and we could have kind of gone all over the place with our lineup. So for the whole year I practiced heavy because that's what Aiden told me to do. He said he was going to be commander and I was going to be heavy, and I was like, okay, because he had me practice against like really strong 3-hits, and it's not that I did good. Let's not even say that, but usually I could like keep people out long enough for Aiden to kill their resup faster.
Mm.
So like I was like, okay, sure, and I practiced heavy, and then we got there and like Minette and Anthony had no practice together. So
Yeah.
them being resup, it just like we could have forced it to work, but me and Minette have practiced together, so we were like, we just can't really do it. So me and Minette ended up as resup, and I'm so bad at ammo, and even with me being bad at ammo, I still feel like I played really bad, like for even myself. Like
Right.
I really feel like I failed my team, to be honest, but that's okay.
Well, it's someone. So I'm in the same boat as you. I play predominantly heavy, right? And Nats last year I was put in the situation, or put myself in the situation of, okay, I think I should probably play ammo, because I think light is a better heavy than me, and it's such a different role, right? Like you have to. I don't know, to especially if you've sweet necktie, if you've been training, specifically in that role, to then switch into a predominantly defensive. Goodness me.
The show's derailed. For once, it's not Steve.
It's not
derailing
me!
The show.
This fucking cat, I swear to God.
This is great radio, by the way, too. Anybody's listening to the audio version of this podcast will have no idea what is going on.
Don't worry, I stopped putting this podcast out on Spotify a long time ago.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's not fit for non-visual audiences.
But yeah, it's a tough kind of switch to make. Is the point I was going to. But I've had my ass whipped by you on multiple occasions with you playing heavy. So it is a shame, I guess, that you didn't get to play that role. And I guess the whole thing of only getting to play 3 of the days I've been in that boat too. So
when I'm commander, I fucking hate playing against Oddum and heavy because even with like some of the top caliber players, like your Fear Turkeys, your Kodamas, your Snuffles, people like that, they will, sometimes get a hair too aggressive, and I can kind of like sneak past them and go. But Autumn's just like, no, I'm shutting down the enemy commander. That's my entire job.
Yeah.
I don't care if I don't get any medic hits. You're not getting into my resupply. I'm like, just go attack. Go do something else. Don't fucking camp me the whole game.
That is an interesting question. What's your preference for that? Are you like, do you prefer to kind of have a balance of an offense and defense, or are you just a wall? You see yourself up, yeah.
Oh, I am a wall. My dad says I'm a turret. You just plant me somewhere. Someone's got a clear spot because I can't even attack well enough to get my own spot. Okay, someone's got a clear spot, and then I'll just stand there, and I'll just run out of shots. To be honest, like I'll just not move.
Yeah, but that's your ammo's fault. What do you mean I had to come back? No, come and find me, jerks.
I remember playing in Brisbane, and like my top tier moment, I guess, is like I was in Bilge, as always. We never left Bilge. We lived in Bilge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Tragedy kept running in. He was like, please God, someone put her down, because I wasn't getting resup. I just stood there and waited for Tragedy forever, like until I ran out of shots, and finally my gun clicked. I was like, no. And Tragedy finally got in, but that was like my best moment.
Just pissing him off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Oddum is very good at the whole. Yeah, nope. This is my job. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you again. I'm gonna shoot you again. Again. Yep. Still again. Okay, we've mutual. That's nice. Oh, we're back on the same time. You're dead again. Please fuck off and go away. Like it is frustrating trying to attack against her.
Agreed.
Now, obviously, you've played all over the world at this point. Do you have a favorite maze, like somewhere that you love to play?
Well, obviously LTC, the only correct answer. But if it can't be that, then I guess Syracuse. I really love the Syracuse maze, which is really exciting because we haven't gone there in like forever. Even the last couple events they've had, I don't know if I was there, or if I was, it was after my spine surgery and I was on drugs, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah, so I think I was there for something, and I know, like, it's like, okay, Autumn, take your Percocet, we're gonna go in a game, and I was like, okay. And then I just went, and
that is such a if you didn't have the context of knowing that you had this massive back surgery, like that line right there, you'd be like,
This is
what the
prescribed
fuck?
medication.
Yeah, it was. I had had my surgery December of 2019, and I think that was like March of 2020. And I was like,
No,
well, I'm
it
not
was-
gonna miss an event. Like, I'm
was
still gonna
February.
get on this like 8
Yeah,
hour
it was
flight.
like a month before the world ended.
And
Goodness me.
so I hadn't even been out of surgery for like 3 months, and I was like, I'm still going. And I didn't get on a team because that would have been mean to my team to like make them play with me in that state. But I still had to get a game in. So I played Commander. I think I scored like 9,000. I don't remember anything. But yeah.
I remember flying through the air, picking off people from above.
You thought Fireball DK was a trick. Wait till you meet Percocet Autumn.
Autumn just started blasting. Yeah, exactly, Tucker. Exactly.
Well, I know she's got to be more fun than muscle relaxed Aiden because he did not move the entire flight home from New Zealand. I was just like, I'm concerned that Odin's
Do the
not
mirror.
alive right now.
Did the mirror trick. Oh, he's still breathing. Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Okay.
Well, so I assume that you're going to play ECT then.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Wait, you guys don't have teams yet, right? That's all.
It's
that
like I think we get the team when we get there or something. It's like random.
We're gonna try to sort it like a little before the tournament. If we have like a committed pool that it's like, okay, we know exactly who is coming, we can at least have the tiers released. I don't know if people are gonna determine like, no, let's do the draw there. That'll be the most fun thing. But we'll hopefully at least have an idea of who is gonna be at the tournament and like what the pools of the different players will be.
Right. Oh, that's gonna be pretty awesome. Have you got any preferences? Like, okay, let me ask this a different way. Who are your favorite people to play with?
Oh, that's a tough question. It's mostly just people I don't like playing with.
Blink twice if it's anyone on the
spill the
Resupply
tea.
podcast.
Let's spill the tea.
No, I don't know. I can't think of anyone, to be honest. But that doesn't mean I don't like playing with people. It's mostly just that I like playing, and I'm fine with playing with anyone. And there's just some people where I don't want to play with them, but they don't really play anymore anyway. So the problem kind of resolved itself.
Right.
How much do you like playing with Aiden?
No, okay, I don't want to play with him. To be honest.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out there.
We've seen that. It's great for us.
Yeah, I mean, I will. I did, but it's not the best.
I was gonna ask. Oh yeah, is it like a personality clash thing, or is it just like a play style?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I do love playing with my dad because I don't really care if I get yelled at by him. Like, he's yelled at me throughout my life because he's my dad. But like, I don't know, not in a derogatory way, I guess. So I'm fine with it. Like, that's just how my whole family communicates. We just scream constantly.
Perfect.
So if he's like yelling, it's not weird.
You
Like
just
if
tune
Aiden
him
yells
out.
at me, I'm like, how dare you? Like, what are you thinking?
But he
Like-
did it. Yeah. It's not for you.
Yeah.
Right
And my
on.
dad
This
is like,
is why
what are
only-
you doing? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And Aiden's like, Autumn, what are you thinking? And I'm like, I'm never playing again.
This is why only people with dysfunctional families can last in the Space Marines community. 'Cause it's just like getting yelled at by randos. That's my life. That's fine. Whatever.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about Steve yelling at you? I'm personally not a fan. I would never yell at Autumn. I don't
Oh,
think I've...
you? I don't think you have yelled at me. Most people don't really yell at me. I think people might be a little intimidated because I can be kind of snappy. So,
Well, so I was trying to think. We've only really played on each other's teams like maybe a handful of time, and those were like rando games. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe does it work if you put two heavies on the same team? I don't know. We're just standing still, not doing anything. Which, I mean, as I say it out loud, that sounds like a dream for me.
yeah, truly.
Yeah. I don't have to
As
run.
another member of the turret community.
Now, so with Nats this year, LLT, yeah, Love on Laser Tag.
Okay, that was right.
That's not a place that you can kind of stand still, right? Like, how's your play style mesh there?
It sucks. I'm really bad at that maze. Yeah.
To be
I-
fair, a lot of us are not great in that arena. So that's not just a you thing. That's
I choose
kind
to
of
blame the arena
Same.
personally. So,
We're the same
but
person.
like,
And you don't get to say that when you have an all-star trophy from this year.
Yeah, I do. Fuck off. I can still say it.
Okay, all right, fair.
Uh,
But
yeah.
but I could have been even better in a good field.
yeah, real. It's like better, I guess, than it used to be. I don't even remember how it used to be, honestly. And I've played there in 2015 and 2018, and I go there a lot. But I don't know. I don't remember how it used to be, honestly. I can't even fathom what it would have been like without the fortress walls. I don't even know how
Yeah.
we played, to be honest.
Mhm.
Go- 'cause
that
where
was
else do you go?
That was the interesting part in the broadcast when Scythe kept bringing up. He's just like, I don't remember teams being there that much in 2015. And I was like, yeah, bro, I know exactly why there weren't teams there in 2015. It was, yeah.
That was
the
more
Fortress massively. Like the Fortress, I would say, made the arena playable. I legitimately think it was not playable for Space Marines.
Yeah.
before that.
Was it like that in 21? Is that when we went there? 21
It
or
was-
22?
yeah, it was
22. 22.
Yes, they have not made any major changes since then.
Yeah, okay, so I've only ever known it to be what it is now.
Mhm.
And
Basically.
I don't like it still.
Yeah, it was worse. This is the improved version. So,
Um,
It has grown on me as a field, but like I've said, I don't know if it's ever going to be like one of my favorite fields, but I certainly like it a lot more than I did. And that was true of like St. George also. The first time I played a tournament in St. George, I was like, I hate this field. It's terrible. But now I'm like, I wish we could play there more, honestly, but it doesn't work out for whatever reason.
Because they want to charge us ridiculous amounts of money to do it.
yeah, I reached out to the owner there, and it was pretty expensive. And also, they've had like toilet water come out of their walls, so it's
Yeah.
like for the price and the toilet water, like it's hard to
Like,
justify.
Pretty big demands from people who have
Yeah.
literal shit coming out of their walls.
Yeah.
well, how do you think they're going to pay for the shit that's coming out of the walls? Yeah. That's some classic price gouging, that is.
Always foist the cost of raw sewage onto Space Marines.
That's right. So, did you have any like standouts from this tournament? Any kind of fun anecdotes that happened from nationals this year?
Well, I am obsessed that we went to IHOP. I loved every minute of that.
She was the happiest person in the entire game about the IHOP Awards dinner.
I've heard
I
mixed.
demanded it be an IHOP.
I have heard mixed feedback, but you're a fan, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, that was a shining moment for me with being an IHOP. I was really happy there.
Not the laser tag, the
And,
pancakes.
well, that was fun. I love playing against Loveland B because like obviously they beat us, but I feel like we were really close to them still. Like there were so many games where I was like, oh, we're doing good, and then we were getting stomped, and then I was like, maybe we can recover. Like it was like an actual like back and forth game. And also it was really fun playing against Syracuse. So those games were like pretty cool. And then I loved when Grace got to play with Rhea's team. I was just really happy for her, and that looked like a really fun game.
So, I guess that comes back to, and we talked about this at length during the week, but the way the pools were kind of situated. Did you have a preference between?
Well, I hated what they chose.
Right.
I think that was the worst thing ever. But so yeah, I would have preferred because we were the fifth place team, and that was the team where people were like, well, for fifth place it would suck. You know what? As fifth place, I would have still preferred you did the other one.
Yeah.
You know? I don't care. If you
as
didn't
in
have a
like
chance.
for fifth place, it would suck to have it 1 through 4 and 5v.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it would be harder, I guess. I don't know. I don't really understand how the brackets work, to be honest. That's someone else's
Well, it's
job.
because it would have put a ceiling on there where it's like, well, shit, if we'd come fourth, we could have potentially like moved up. But since it was supposed to be locked 1 to 4 or 5 to 8, you can only move within your bracket. That was kind of the thinking for a fifth place team. But the other argument is it's like, yeah, but we get to play a lot of really fun games in the second round instead of like probably getting our ass kicked constantly.
We played Cedar 4 times. Who thought we were beating Cedar ever?
Yeah, that's
Why
a
did we do
gnarly.
that?
That's gnarly, man. And if you like, if you are only gonna play, if you're gonna play one less day, and cut out, half the teams that you could otherwise played against, then I guess in hindsight, playing playing fun games but not being able to advance, higher than fifth, sounds a little better than the alternative. Because what you would have played, you guys, Syracuse, St. George, and Motor City,
Detroit. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Those would have been awesome. Like the games were cool to watch. Especially there was a game between LAPD and California in a piece. And I think you guys pushed them, right? You guys almost took a game from them, if I remember correctly.
Aiden just stomped every single game we ever played against any team. I don't know about Level A. I can't really remember. Those games were so fast. But like so many of the games,
Valid.
Aiden would just stomp, and then he would come back to Resup, and me and Minette would be like, "I'm on my last leg," you know.
Cool.
So like, that's why I feel like a lot of personal responsibility for us not doing better, because I mean, Aiden was wrecking on third. He could keep basically anyone out, but like we couldn't fill him, and that's like, yeah. And then we let our whole team down because of that.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, that's not only on you guys though. That's a symptom of getting punished by good teams, right?
Yeah, and the IR there also was like insane. There was one game, it was against St. George, and my dad played Resup with me. It's the only game we got to play Resup together, and we were just trying to have fun. And I think he got like 2 medic hits on me because the IR just pinged. And then I think Connor got a medic hit on me. So there's like 3 friendly fires on me.
The senior
IR
message
was just crazy.
Oh no, I'll show you again. Yeah, it's a real shame that it didn't shake out that way. But I assume, like it's still preferable over not playing, right? Like I assume you guys still enjoyed the heck out of the tournament.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. I'm still like very grateful that we got to be there. But of the Nats I've been to, I think maybe it was probably the least fun, but still worth going to.
Yeah.
But probably the bottom of the list.
Right.
What was the best one?
Yeah, good question.
Oh, it has to be 2015 in Loveland, which was my first Nats. Because like my home life was a disaster, and I just got to go be somewhere else for a whole week. And I had never been to a tournament before, I don't think, or like a Nats at least, with like all the different players. And like we had that party house. Like Bronwyn got drunk and threw up in a sleeping bag. Like,
God, can we...
Allegedly.
No, there's no allegedly here.
It was documented by many people.
This is still like one. This is still one of the most disappointed I have ever been at a tournament ever.
Oh, poor old grumpy Than. Oh,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
not mad. I'm
He
just.
was very grumpy. He was very grumpy.
After
Yeah.
coming back from taking a bunch of the Australians to the Rockies games, the baseball game, we get back to the house, and yeah, like almost everybody is just completely smashed. Bronny made the mistake of trying to go shot for shot with Stalker, and if for those of you playing at home who have never met Stalker, Stalker's a big guy. Like he's a big, solid dude, and Bronny is not big. There was a definite challenge in and around the relative size difference between the two of them, and she went shot for shot with him, and it did not go well for her. And suffice to say, I ended up having to babysit for a very large part of that evening, and it was again not the high point of any tournament I have ever been to.
Stick with Uncle Steve. He'll show you. He'll show you the way.
I had
just
an
remember-
awesome time.
Diane being like, Bronwyn, please eat this bread. And she was like, no. And he was like, Bronwyn, please eat the bread. And she was like, no.
Eat your own bread, old man. That's really funny.
Sitting in the living room, like, and I can remember like sending you up to check on her like every 5 minutes to make sure she was okay.
She was
and
not.
then she was not okay, and it's like, okay, fine, now comes the babysitting. Yeah, literally multiple hours of trying to get any type of food into her system to try to absorb the yeah. Ugh. Anyway,
I-
sorry.
But on the plus side, a neighbor almost pulled a gun on us that night. So
Yeah.
Also true. Also true.
I ate nothing but cookie dough and stolen chocolate milk for a week.
Nice.
It was
Did steal my chocolate milk. I was a little upset.
it was great.
It's like having unruly flatmates. I wrote my name on it.
I was just like, I just need something to go with this raw cookie dough. Oh, thank God DK bought chocolate milk for the house.
For the house.
As it turned out, yes.
What a good guy. Were you guys were out here in 2018, I want to say?
18.
Yeah. Did you guys do Hobbiton? Was that a thing then?
Yeah, my family was it was like a group because my family kind of insists on doing everything as a group,
Mhm.
you know. So we
It's the
went
best
to
way
the
to do
Brisbane tournament, and then we spent another week in Brisbane or in Australia, and then we went and spent a week in New Zealand, and we went from like Auckland or whatever, the top, all the way down to Wellington, I think, whatever the bottom of the North Island
That's
is.
the
Like
one.
we
Yep.
went that in 1 week. We just went all the way down, driving like a zigzag, going to as many
Awesome.
things as we could, and then we
As you
flew home.
do, yeah.
That's so dope. We did an abridged version of that last year with the crew, and honestly, if you're gonna do it, doing it as a crew is the way to go. It's so much fun.
We had
Archer
Kodama
did
with
that.
us,
Yeah.
and that's like the first time we really hung out with Kodama, and I think we like alarmed him. He was very quiet.
But he was still like seemingly in a shell back then, right? Like it seems.
Yeah.
That was back
Kinda
when he wore
was.
pants. Back when Kodama still wore the harem pants and the
Yeah.
parachute pants. I don't know what they're called.
They are significantly tighter these days.
Yeah.
Looking good, Kodama. Sweet pants. Shorter than a drive to LA. That might be about the same, actually. I think that drive is about the same from Auckland to Wellington.
It's similar.
Yeah,
It's
very, very similar. Less freeways, I guess. Have you got any plans for traveling down here next year? Is that on the cards
I
for you?
don't because I'm poor. Like it would be cool, I guess,
Yeah.
but like one, I'm not really a like strong enough player to like keep up at nationals, which didn't used to matter, but like everyone is getting really, really good.
Mm.
But I'm not getting good as fast as they are, so it's hard for me to keep up. And it's not that I think you shouldn't play if you're not going to win, because I just play all the time anyways.
Mhm.
But at nationals, everyone has kind of made it the priority is like the best of the best are there. Like
Sure.
that's not the for fun tournament anymore.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to prioritize like going to more of the like mega members nights, East Coast stuff like that, and then letting like the really like top tier players have nats, especially because like with 6 teams or like lower teams, it is easier for you guys to like do more. I don't know. It just seems like it should be for the ultra competitive people, which
Mhm.
I'm not. So
I appreciate that. I think I don't know. For me, from the outside looking in, I've from a far away observer's point of view, you are significantly better than you were. And and I think like
Correct.
you could I reckon ask anyone in this tournament, like we wholeheartedly think that you belong at Nats, assuming you want to play at Nats. I don't think anyone would begrudge you a spot
oh,
at
thank you.
Nats. So you know,
Well,
it's-
I hate that I have to put a caveat on it. I'm just like, if Autumn didn't have that metal rod in her spine, she would
Yeah.
absolutely destroy you right now. But
I know. There is a
Help
game
us
where
compensate.
someone was like, Autumn, get lower. And Josiah went, she has a metal spine.
yeah, that's not happening.
You wouldn't yell that at Wolverine, you jerk. Thankfully, Brisbane Maze is one of those mazes, and this maybe I don't know. Maybe you can correct me if I'm speaking out of turn, but maybe that's why Syracuse. Maybe that's why you like Syracuse so much, right? Because you don't have to. That's not a maze you have to bend.
Yeah, it's great. You don't like you don't have to crouch really. You don't have to it's like you can just stand straight up and walk about. It's so cool.
Yeah.
True.
Ours is similar, I guess. You played our arena, right, in 2018? Yeah, ours is kind of similar. Obviously, it's a little bit different from when you would have seen it, but for the most part, it's all linear. You don't have to duck behind walls. Well, I mean, sometimes you do, but I don't.
The most I remember in New Zealand is like there was that box that everyone was always in. Like you had to go up these like steep ramps in this cramped box, and then there was just like 10 people in this little box, and I was like, what are we doing in here?
Shooting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Brisbane is a interesting one. You could choose not to kind of be low. I'm finding more and more that unless you're really tall or really short, Brisbane can be a punish. So yeah, I don't blame you. Stupid British. Wait, did I keep saying British?
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Well, you did this last time. You said Brisbane before that.
Okay.
You only said British once. As far as I
It's
can
okay.
tell.
British are stupid too, so you're good.
Amen.
But today we have fuck British, tell your boss to fuck themselves, smoke tobacco, do crime, all of these things. Great life advice.
I like that. Smoke tobacco, do crime. I'm gonna put that on a patch. You were gonna go. Hey Jojo, nice to see you. You were gonna go to Loveland, but you didn't get the chance only because you had misheard from brother that we were going on a trip, which was next week. Then when the week's supposed to go out, final. Goodness me, that's a lot of words. Yeah. So there's a there's a tournament coming up in
January 12th to 16th, if I recall correctly.
in Syracuse, New York, Jojo. So if you fancy a trip right across your fair country, there is a for funsies Space Marines tournament being played then. So if you haven't already, reach out on Facebook. There's the Laserforce tournaments page. Go check that out because if you want to play, there's people there that'll introduce you and stuff. Jojo plays out of Oregon. In the Oregon
That's right.
area.
That's right. He's one of the Portland sites. I can't remember if it's Gresham or Beaverton, but I do remember that.
One of them.
One of them. Yeah.
One of them. Now, you guys, much like me, are in the rag trade, as it's colloquially known. You made remind me again which of the garments you made for this tournament. Was it you guys?
Rag trade being clothes.
Clothing, yeah. Sorry.
Another New Zealand colloquialism that did not cross the Pacific on that one.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a Furby or whatever you called it before.
We made some shirts that said "I survived Loveland laser tag" with the Nats logo. We made these shirts. It's the one I'm wearing. It has the heavy symbol on the front. It says "I'm a heavy bitch" on the back.
That's awesome.
That was necessary. We made some with a nuke, and it's like your scout has been eliminated. I wish I had them. I could show them, but I forgot.
That's short to
We made some that say "competitive laser tag player," and then asked me about laser tag on the back. We made some that are phasers shooting at each other, like couple shirts that say "my medic" and "my ammo."
Well, that's adorable.
Yeah. There was another one. Oh, we made one that said "shoot people, don't get shot," because like I think Scythe said that one time, and like years ago I was like, that should be on a shirt, and then I was like, oh my god, I can make that. So,
Yeah, because you make shirts.
Yeah.
That works.
Perfect. And are you making shirts for East Coast, like a tournament
Yeah,
shirt?
Bean said I could, so I'm gonna.
That's awesome.
He
That's dope.
said it was like he wanted to keep the price low for the entry, so it didn't include a shirt. So I'm trying to make some like cool shirts that people can optionally buy.
What's the best way for people to order from you if they want one? It should the tens of people that are currently on here now want some clothing. How best to do that?
But you can Facebook message me. I already owe a couple people some shirts, but I had pneumonia because every time I go to Loveland, Colorado, I get pneumonia now. So I haven't done anything, but
It's
yeah.
the hazer. It's the hazer.
It has to be something because my doctor's like, what is wrong with you? You're like 24 and you keep getting pneumonia. And I'm like, I don't know.
How long do you have, Doc?
Yeah. The
Do you want me
plethora
to
of
make you
issues.
one of these? It's real good
No,
for
that might make
pneumonia.
it worse.
Yeah. All right. So what? Reach out on Facebook. Potentially, are you on our Discord? I can't remember.
I don't really know how to use technology, for being honest. Like, you can just assume I'm like a 65-year-old, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you got the lungs
the
of one.
pneumonia, the
Yeah.
so,
Like
Facebook's really all I know how to use, and poorly at that. So
ads. You know how
Body
to fix
full
it.
of metal, only uses Facebook, getting pneumonia constantly. Yep.
yeah,
Basically a boomer.
Checks out. Yeah.
Basically a boomer.
yeah, unfortunate.
So I wanted to see if the boys had some questions for you as well.
Oh wait, like we were
Like,
actually supposed to
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah. Do you want?
I think you like asked most of the good ones, quite honestly.
That's how I do.
But I'll give you a good question. If Steve's luscious locks were your canvas, what color or colors or designs would you do on Guy Next Door's hair?
Okay, it depends. Is this his normal, like how he always wears it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's usually just down. Just...
Usually, yeah. I'll sleep
Okay,
with it
gotcha.
up, but yeah, it's usually down.
Okay. Well, probably have to do like a solid color with like stripes that go over the top. But I love incorporating rainbows. And he said he's a bear. Oh, that might not have been in this.
It was not.
That was anyways.
You just outed Steve on the air. Oh my god.
It's alright.
So I love doing a little halo with rainbows, and it would be great. I'd say, what's his eye color? Brown or
Blue.
blue?
I got
Blue?
them
Okay.
blue peepers.
Nice. Definitely like
Please let that be the thumbnail.
maybe like this like Tiffany blue color kind of, but with some like a rainbow halo.
Ooh, is that the one where like it looks natural, but you do this and it has the rainbow? Oh, I love that. That shit's cool. I haven't dyed my hair for many years. I've just now started to find oh, Chrissy Steve. Just now started to find a couple of grays. So, you know, maybe we look at it.
Yeah, there's one in chat right now.
He too is a bear. Yeah, I don't know. I think I could pull off a rainbow. Depends on how much you paid me. Yeah, actually, for those of you, because I think we have a shortcut. Let me see. Is it gonna work? No.
Nope.
You've got a YouTube channel, which you were saying before you haven't really posted for years.
Yeah, all my files got corrupted, and then I got depressed. So. Yeah.
I really enjoyed your channel. I watched a bunch of your old stuff. But
thanks.
what's the URL? What's the URL?
I got it.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't know what the URL is, to be honest.
A good like.
You're cooler than us because you could actually get like the URL that has the channel name in there.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I somehow got featured on Brad Mondo, and then people followed me because of that, and then I got to do stuff.
That's so real. Oh, that was because he watched a video of you coloring your brother's hair, right?
Yeah, Zach used to have the coolest hair ever, and then like he started middle school.
Yeah.
So now he has to be normal, I guess.
Is that a thing? You can't color your hair at middle school?
Oh no, he totally can't. He goes to an art school and everything, but
Oh.
like, there's just like bullies and stuff, I guess.
Toxic masculinity, man.
Yeah.
Kids are I can't believe that's still a thing. I would have thought you get bullied if your hair wasn't dyed a different color.
Well, it was always rainbow, and people are like, "Oh, rainbow gay," and it's like, "Oh, okay," or it's just,
Yes.
I don't know, a rainbow. I don't know, but and he was like, "No, I'm not gay," and I was like, "All right, we'll just go back to blonde. It's fine."
Well, that's
Also, it's not 1999. You can't make fun of people for that anymore. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that middle schoolers will ever stop doing that.
Yeah.
No, they're the worst. They
Yeah,
are
they really
literally
are.
sociopaths. All
What?
of them.
That's
Yeah.
what, like 11, 12, that kind of age?
Yeah, he's 13 and he's
Yeah.
in
11,
eighth
12,
grade.
13, yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst age. Kids that age
Yeah.
ugh. Just put them all. No.
No,
No.
Don't do it, Steve.
Allegedly.
Don't.
I wish my riddle came in
Allegedly.
spray form.
In Minecraft, no.
As a parent to a 12-year-old, yes. Does your kid run around call you gay as well? Maniac? Yeah, probably. Little bully.
Maniac's kid is 12. Oh my god. Oh, so
Wait,
old.
what?
So why
That's
isn't he
so
playing
old.
laser tag?
So
No.
old.
Good question. Is it because you guys don't have a site? That's probably what it is, right?
No, no
Oh.
excuse. Bring him out to Loveland.
I like
Honestly.
that. I like that. How far is Portland
it-
from Sacramento?
I
It's
don't know.
Driving wise, it's 10 hours.
Ah, so you guys are smack
like-
bang in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, it's 600 plus miles or over 1,000 kilometers from Sacramento to Portland if you drive it. It's not short.
I've made
Mm.
that drive many times, and it's including once with COVID. It's
Oh.
yeah, not my favorite. It's not the worst drive in the world, but there's a really awful stretch basically between
All of it.
well, especially the first 3 hours out of Sacramento and the last 3 hours coming back to Sacramento. It's just a bunch of nonsense and cow towns.
Oh, there's a cult up there actually. So
Several, in fact.
Oh, really?
Well,
there's
Do any of
those-
them have laser tag?
no, unfortunately.
That's a real
not.
shame.
Though I hear one of the tag players did join that cult.
Ooh.
That's neat. They have all white cows. The cows have no black spots on them. That's how
That's racist.
that's how important being all
Ah.
white is there. So
Ku
that's
Klux cows.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we just ticking them every week. We're ticking them boxes.
We're just
It
trying to get
sounds like
canceled.
a racist kids cartoon that would be out.
Oh my god.
Can you believe I used to live within 1 mile of laser tag? Those were the days. Those were the hickin' days. How long have you guys been without tag now?
Too long.
Since
was-
like 2019.
Yeah, it was early 2019, I think.
I
Yeah,
remember
Because it
I
closed
was
before the world ended.
yeah, I was in hair school
When it went?
and I got I don't know if it was a Facebook post or a text or what. I think it was a text from Ian, and he was like, "Can you work the next 2 days? We're closing." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my
Because I was
gosh.
living in San Jose, and so I wasn't working there. And I was like, "Excuse me?" And I got up out of class. I said, "I'm having a family emergency," and I got in my car and drove to Sacramento. And I was just there for like the last 2 days. I helped run all the games. I ran the very last game with Aiden. It was horribly depressing. Sean did a promotion where like all games were $5. That place was flooded. Like
Yeah.
everyone in Sacramento wanted to be there because it was like such a monumental place. Like,
Yeah. That's
But I am glad, since you did work the last 2 days, that you managed to snag the old Laserforce Players Code of Conduct, which is now
Yeah.
on the wall of their wonderful condominium. So
Yeah.
I get to touch the remaining piece of LTC every time I go get my hair done.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, my family actually has a lot of LTC because, you know, the people who hired it to get torn down hired the guy who built it, the first owner. They hired him to
Mhm.
tear it down, which is
Oh,
like,
so poetic.
And
Oh.
and he tried pleading with them. He was like, "I have a guy who will buy it right now. He will buy this building with this arena in it. I won't have to tear it down. You won't have to pay." And they were like, "No, we hate laser tag players. We're tearing it down." And they really
Yeah.
didn't. They tore it down. And so because he was tearing it down, he called us and he was like, "Do you want to take this stuff?" And I was like, "Sure." So we have like all the girls and stuff at my dad's house.
Awesome. That I think.
Yeah.
So we, after when the floods happened, I was really worried that we were gonna lose our site, and there's a couple of bits in there that I really want to save from potentially ending up in a dumpster somewhere. One of which is the old red and yellow Laserforce logo that's on the wall. It's a big piece. It's like got a plastic like cover over it, and if the business ever went under or disappeared or whatever, I really want to go and save that piece specifically, because I don't know, some of this stuff means a lot to us. Like, it's such a massive part of our lives, and so if we can hold on to little pieces of that, at least we get to keep those. I mean, we got our memories, but at least we have something physical to kind of hold on to.
Do y'all also have the original map, or is that something
Nah.
else?
Oh,
No, that's not.
Oddum, yeah.
No, I don't know what Sean did with that, to be honest, because
Okay, I couldn't remember if he also had that.
he wanted to, like, he was before it got shut down, he was trying to hire Grace and I to redo it, like to repaint it, and then so he took it down, and then he didn't give it to me, and I don't know where it went.
Too
So,
bad. That was like that piece of art in particular was like one of the things I remember really drawing me in
Yeah.
at LTC when it was first opened way back in the day, because it was just like this.
100%.
I mean, you don't really know anything about the arena looking at the map. It
Yeah.
is not a good description of
Yeah.
what the arena actually looks like, but it's like evocative and cool
yeah.
and so colorful. So, yeah, but
It's probably, if I had to guess, in a storage shed with like the 90 packs that I also don't have.
Well, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Somebody's got them, right?
Yes,
they're
Sean
like a
has them.
warehouse somewhere.
Or he had them. and
yeah.
I mean, they're way out of date at this point.
Yeah,
yeah, they're Gen 6. And then Sean also got the Gen 6 from Atlantis Laser Tag.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he got those packs too, because when they closed, I was like, let me get your packs. And they were like, we already promised them to Sean. And I was like, what is he going to do with them? Look at what he's done with the other ones. Nothing.
Nothing.
But, whatever.
Yeah, it's a shame. But if you do want to own a little piece of Laserforce history, or however better to kind of frame that, but Auckland Laserforce is for sale. So for anyone out there that is interested in potentially taking over a well-established laser tag business.
All right, time to move.
Time to move.
We'll pack it up.
Yeah.
All right, good.
At this point, it's a recruiting tool for Nats next year, because whoever buys that business is probably immediately gone on the A team. So,
So Odin asking in chat, can we immigrate to New Zealand for investing in laser tag? So the
Actually, yes.
the serious answer to that question
word?
is yes.
Mm.
There is legitimately a class of visa that specifically it's a business or investor visa. And so if you meet the qualifications on that, and it's been a long time since I've looked at the requirements for it, but it's like you have to have a certain amount of capital and be investing in a New Zealand business. So yeah.
last time you looked, it was that $5 million investment. I don't think it's that much, because there are.
I don't think if you were just like straight up buying a visa, like if you give us $5 million, you can live here, but otherwise you can fuck right off.
But yeah, it is seriously for sale. And for not much USDs.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It does not take much to convince me to try buying laser tag. My family considered buying the Detroit laser tag when we thought it was for sale, okay? And I don't like Detroit, and I was still willing to move there. So
Detroit have an excellent healthcare system.
Yeah, and rental car agencies too.
Allegedly. Yeah. But it is our side is up for sale. So for anyone that is seriously looking at it, if you do want more information, contact me after the podcast, and I'll put you in touch with the owners. But yeah, that's enough of that. But I mean, you guys, your family kind of have been tangentially linked to potentially owning so many Laserforce sites over the years. Every few years, I'm like, oh, they were looking at maybe buying a laser tag center.
because before COVID like destroyed everything, I had this like business plan. Everyone helped me write it. Maniac helped me, Tom helped me, Dubs helped me. I had my uncle who like has a doctorate degree now helped me. Like I did all this stuff. Wrote like a 46-page long business plan with like I had to do math, okay? And then I got an investor who was willing to invest $1.5 million into a family entertainment center. And I was
I've got something for you.
That's so great. And then COVID. It was devastating. They were like, hey, so no one's allowed to meet indoors anymore, so never mind. I was like, yeah, that's fair. Like, and then, yeah. And now the business plan is like useless because it's from like 4 years ago, and now I have to redo it.
Yeah,
I'm still
more
gonna-
math.
No, I
Just put a
hate that.
20% markup on everything. That should adjust
That'll
real
cover it.
prices.
Yeah.
Fine,
Yeah, well, the problem is land, because land went up exponentially, and steel, because in California you can't build things out of wood anymore. Like the platforms and stuff have to be metal, and then the price of metal went up like
Goodness
an
me.
insane amount. So
Land Park here is crying out for it. So many kids and dumb people with money spending their money at urban air instead. What's urban air? Is that like
it's like
swings?
a trampoline park.
Oh,
yeah, trampoline
Yeah.
parks are a big thing, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. But I've had this
They are
conversation with
so
Autumn, had the conversation
lucrative.
with Disco, where Disco's like, "Yeah, nobody wants to invest in laser tag. They just want to open trampoline parks." And I'm like, "That sounds fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You
and-
sound insane right now. You should be medicated."
Well, they have like 2 employees in the whole building. You just give a kid a wristband, and they hop around. You have them sign a waiver so they can't sue you.
Perfect.
There's nothing. There's no, like, they have a party. Okay, it's kids on a trampoline. You don't need a party room. It's just like, it's even easier to run than laser tag. And laser tag's actually not that hard. So yeah.
Did
Some
no one
people
see that episode of The Simpsons where all the kids get injured? I mean, come on.
Some people make it seem a lot harder than it needs to be to run laser tags in it.
That is 100%.
And those people don't like Than. They don't even know who Than is. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It would be pretty sweet to own one. Would be pretty sweet to own a tag site. You know, so I don't know if you remember, there was the bowling alley next door to Tag, at home. I'm talking more to not you. Their hourly daycare with no contract. Oh, exactly. Bye, Russ. Have a good time doing what you're doing, being a dad or whatever. So the
Bullied by your 12-year-old kid.
yeah, so the bowling alley closed next door to Tag. So you know there was I know that there was some potential there for turning that place into an extension of Lasers, a big old FEC, but probably a good thing it didn't happen because COVID hit. But it's currently a furniture store. But
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Doesn't have to be
I
that
remember thinking
way.
of it, I'm like, that's interesting. A furniture store right next to laser tag. But
Yeah,
I think Atlantis is a Dollar Tree now or something.
it's really.
Like, yeah.
If that's not a symbol of like the decline of the United States, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Dollar Tree's like where all the like clearance
It's
shit
a
goes,
dollar.
right?
Yeah.
Well, now
It's
it's
a dollar.
$1.25.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
everything there is supposed to be $1.25.
Right. That's weird.
It
Call
is,
$2
yeah,
tree.
just a complete free for all. If you want to see like what the bad version of post-apocalyptic anarchy looks like, just go to a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General.
Dollar
and
General
just-
is so much worse. Oh my god, Grace
Allegedly.
worked at
random
Dollar
shit
General.
falling off the walls. Like there's
Yeah.
one person working there who's supposed to be doing inventory and offloading the shipping and all.
No, Grace worked at Dollar General, and y'all have met Grace. Okay, so you already know the level that she's at with competency for a job. And after 1 month, they made her a key holder, but didn't give her a key. So she couldn't lock or unlock the doors, but had all the key holder responsibilities. And they would have her like lock the door to leave,
With a
but she
chair?
couldn't get back in.
Oh.
No, like she would lock like on the inside and then shut it. But then
Oh.
like she'd like forget something inside, and then her manager would have to wake up at midnight and drive over there, or like I
Ugh.
don't know who in their right mind. And they didn't pay her for like 3 months. They were like, "Sorry, we're processing," and she just actually kept going into work. It's crazy out there.
I think I saw a John Oliver piece about Dollar Tree or about dollar stores.
He did do one, yes.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't
it is very accurate to what they're like.
You're right. Okay. We digress. We
A
digress.
lot.
A
A lot on this show. Yes.
is there anything else that you want to talk about before we let you go enjoy your Friday evening?
Oh, I don't think so.
Would you have any other
no.
questions?
No. But if anyone wants to donate money to me to open a laser tag site, you know,
Buy a
it
shirt.
would be a great, yeah, it'd be a great time. Or if everyone could just start playing laser tag again so that it's a viable business plan, that'd be great. That's all.
I mean, that's all you have to do, kids. Go out and play laser tag, preferably at one owned by Oddum, preferably.
Yeah.
Or like, in advance. Jesus.
God damn it.
The beast is loose.
Malcolm is extraordinarily not happy that he has not been given his wet food. So this is
Alright.
why he's being a fucking terrorist right now. Is he's like, Dad, wet food. Give me the fucking wet food.
You feed me
fucking
before the show, motherfucker. What is this time change bullshit?
Well, and that's literally what it is, because when the show was starting at 6, I would feed them like right before the show, but for the show starting at 5 now, that's too early for me to feed them. But of course now it leads to this. So
You eat your bread. No. Yeah.
Daddy, coffee, hurry uppy.
All right, we'll get out of here. But thank you so much, Oddum, for coming on the show. Sorry it took us 8 years to get you on here. That's way too long. We thoroughly enjoy your company. So yeah, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. Hopefully ECT goes well. Hopefully some miracle happens and you end up coming out to Australia next year, because it'd be really cool to see you again in person.
I might. I'm getting a car accident settlement.
Made my money the old-fashioned way.
Is that not just the most fucking American statement ever? Like,
I got run over by a Lexus.
Slipped on
Getting money
on
from
PP at the
an
Costco.
accident
I never
settlement.
have to work another day in my life.
I got hit by 2 cars actually, so hopefully it's good.
What, on the same day?
No,
Phew.
they were like a couple months apart. But it's a whole thing. Anyways, it messed up my metal spine, so now I needed another
I
surgery.
was gonna say, got this middle spine and I could get hit by as many cars as I want.
No, I know. Called the lawyer and I was like, "Hi, are you taking new clients?" I got hit by a car, and she was like, "Well, tell me about it." I was like, "Well, my metal spine." She said, "I'm taking the case."
It's like the cartoon where the dollar signs
Yeah.
just like pop in the middle of their
Yeah.
eyes.
That's brilliant. I might have another money making idea just quickly.
Does it involve you backing your car to the driveway too quickly, Steve?
Shit. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be doing stuff throughout the week. The time change makes it a little bit. There's a changing kind of growth pains that happen around this time of year, but we'll try and do some regular content over the week. But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
I've been Van.
I've been Autumn.
That's the way to do
Nailed
it.
it.
Always remember to watch out where you're driving, folks. You never know where Autumn's lurking. We'll see you guys next week. Ka kite ano.
Smoke tobacco.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so